Okay, so we're back to his board. We need to find our next one we're gonna do. We're gonna do unsolved missing hikers, because if hikers have gone missing, that's probably gonna be more related to this sheep squatch we're looking for. Missing Monongah hikers, last seen woods south of Monongah. Facts: hikers found dead. Hiking where? Monongah police in charge of investigation. Start here. Autopsies complete. Can I read the reports? Incident has been kept out of the press. What are they hiding? Notes: several hikers have been reported missing in the greater Monongah area. According to the report from Monongah Parks and Rec, the Monongah Police Department had begun looking into the case, but no further information was made public. Hikers vanishing in the woods. The sheep squatch has been theorized as being very territorial. It wouldn't surprise me if it had turned a few hikers in wandering. I would say a few wandering hikers into meals instead of a few hikers wandering into meals. We can't take this with us, but this begins the quest. Tracking terror. Okay. And if we go to our little thingy. Before the war, a pair of hikers were found mauled by an unknown animal in Monongah. I'm picking up the investigation to see if I can determine what happened to them. Search the police station in Monongah for clues. And there is one more of these, this specific one, and we saw it when we were at Lewisburg train. Oh no, don't look at this. I haven't posted this video yet. So I guess I gotta delete that thumb thing so it stops showing up. Okay, so yeah, at the Lewisburg train station, we actually saw another flyer for this. Right here, Unsolved, missing hikers. And hikers found dead, police cover up. Start here, that's the same. Why can't I read the reports? That's the same. I think, wait, are all these the same? And then here's someone's response. Dude, you're nuts. Don't fall for this crackpot. He spent an hour going on about a sheep squatch. That's a comma. Whatever the hell that is. And we can't take that one with us either. But I guess we're off to Monongah. Up here in the Savage Divide. To figure out, you know, what's going on. There we go. This is a default cover. That's Bramwell up there on the hills. Okay. Monongah Township. Police station in Monongah for clues. So there's 2 police cars here and then a picker-up truck. You gotta be careful because there are enemies here. There's 3 police cars here. The mole miners, because this was a mining town, which we will explore when we explore the town itself at a later date. I don't need any of that. Patrolman sunglasses. A package for Sheriff Darcy, and then the missing Pueblos, which we saw elsewhere, and we haven't done that. That's an unmarked quest that we will get to later. A forensics report. West Virginia State Forensics Lab Animal Print Identification Request. Standard procedure for animal identification is to provide a photograph of footprints, spoor, scat, or other trace evidence, along with a plaster cast of the footprints and samples of all other materials. In this case, only a poor quality photograph was provided. We strongly urge that the officer involved be sent for retraining. From the photo, it appears to be the footprint of a bear that has a club foot. We assign a 37% likelihood to this determination. There is a 22% chance that this is a false print made by pranksters. Dr. Paul, Assistant Forensic Analysis. We'll go ahead and take that with us. Get yourself a police hat. I don't need this light on. And inside the jail cell, you can actually get yourself a straitjacket. Odd that this police station put its arrested people in straitjackets. But okay. Come up here, grab ourselves a Nuka-Cola. It's a random drink spawn. Anything in this bathroom? Nope. Back here is a security locker with a bunch of ammo in it. So we'll go ahead and grab the ammo that we need, which is just the shotguns, and these 2 weapons will scrap. Don't need any of that other stuff. There's 2 terminals, and then there appears to be a... Marion County. Oh, Scott Darcy. Okay. Oh, in this cabinet is instant evaluation. Monongah Police Department Officer Complaint Review. Complaints have been lodged about Officer Jack Dimwitty's response to a 1091 animal sighted at Miss Claiborne's home. Miss Claiborne claims the officer assaulted her for no good, quote, no good reason, end quote. A loaded shotgun with her prints on it was found at the scene. She claims it was to protect herself from the alleged animal. Our conclusion is that Officer Jack Dimwitty acted with proper force, albeit with excessive zeal. The presence of the shotgun makes his use of force appropriate despite Mrs. Claymore's advanced age of 91, and the fact that she had the shotgun balanced on her walker. We are putting Officer Jack Dimwitty in for a commendation. Officer Oversight Committee, Geraldine Dimwitty, chairperson, of course. Guessing that's his mother, but he's not the same as Darcy. So there's a Dimwitty, and then there's a Darcy, and there's a Nuka-Cola Quantum. Can't check the desk. Can check the first aid kit. Can't check this desk. We can get ourselves a full cop outfit here, though. Any other notes? Any other stuff? Oh, right up here, Animal Control Report. Monongah Police Department, Animal Control. We have received 9 separate sightings of a large bear-like animal in the region. 5 of these occurred around the same small lake. See the attachment for a map and exact coordinates. It may be related to the mauling and deaths of the 2 hikers last month. Jackson lives in a shack on the lake. He refuses to provide his full name or any ID. He appears to have a military background, and it might be worth looking through military records if his identity is required. Jackson claims to have seen a bear-like beast on the shores of the lake. He refused to say anything more. We'll have to get a search warrant for his property to see if he had any evidence inside. I was also contacted by a Dr. Avery. He was asking about bear sightings in the area. He wouldn't say why he wanted to know, so I told him nothing. Strange fellow. Grace Unger, Ranger. We actually never read the updated thing. Before the war, a pair of hikers were found mauled by an unknown animal in Monongah. I'm picking up the investigation to see if I can determine what happened to them. So then we have these 2 terminals. I guess we'll look at... Okay, well, that's the correct one, because it marked it. Town Council. Councilwoman S. Neely presiding. Oh, well, I guess this is probably lore of the town, so we won't dive into that. We'll dive into this one, which was clearly added after the game, when they added the update, as it's sitting here on the edge instead of sitting at the back. But okay. Monongah Police Department Incidents, Police Terminal. These are in order. Yes, so Incident Report 1542. This is the one I apparently needed to look for. Received a request to answer a 1091 animal-sighted call at Miss Claiborne's residence. Upon arriving, she was barricaded in her house with a loaded shotgun. Following standard procedure, I serpentined across her yard and broke down her front door, sweeping her legs out from under her. I disarmed her. Okay, so Dimwitty ran up, kicked in a 91-year-old woman's door, and knocked her to the ground. Later that night, I visited her in the hospital. Miss Claiborne was belligerent and initially refused to talk to me, using the phrase, quote, dumbass psycho cop. end quote. Eventually, she relented and said her hip was healing nicely. He broke her hip. Ms. Claiborne reported that she had seen a large, threatening animal on her property. She claimed it was the size of a bear, but walked upright. Returning to her residence, I was only able to find one animal print. The rest had been trampled by SWAT and CSU staff. The print will be sent to forensics next week. Officer Jack Dimwitty. Incident report 1563. Officer responded to a 1014. Citizen with suspect in custody. Lights and sirens were authorized and used. Manager of the foods and goods was detaining a minor accused of theft. The perp, aka Johnny, quote, Booger, end quote, Wilkins, was cuffed and read his rights before being placed in the squad car. Perp proceeded to urinate in the squad car while crying, quote, I want my mommy, end quote. God, he is a terrible cop. At the station house, the perp was placed in a holding cell. His mother arrived 37 minutes later. She took custody of the perp and filed a complaint of police harassment due to this being the third time this month Johnny Booger Wilkins had been arrested. She paid 25 cents for the stolen pack of gum, and the manager agreed not to press charges. Officer Dimwitty. Okay. Incident report 1599. Officer responded to a 1054 livestock in the road. Upon approaching the scene, officer spotted the bovine offender standing in the middle of the road. It took 13 rounds to put down the suspect. It's just a cow in the road, Dimwitty. You could just honk your car and it'll move. As the officer was securing the scene for CSU, the offender's owner, one Sam Welch, approached the officer complaining that Bessie never did no one any harm, end quote. Having admitted to owning the offender, the officer arrested Sam Welch, cuffed him, and secured him in the squad car. Sam Welch used repeated profane language and threats of violence against the officer. Additional charges were filed. Sam Welch was released on his own recognizance, threatening to make sure the officer, quote, never got another drop of milk from his cows, end quote, Officer Dimwitty. Oh, this guy. Complete idiot. But I guess there's only 2 officers at work here, and if Darcy's the good one, then Dimwitty's gotta be the idiot. Our thing updated, though. A pair of hikers were found mauled by an unknown animal in Monongah. The animal control report points to an obscure lake in the area. Search around that lake. So Monongah's here. It's down here, which is closer to Huntersville than it is Monongah. But I guess, what was it called? Marion County? I guess Marion County is just the whole Savage Divide. So, yeah, I guess we're going to head down here to Site Alpha. Well, we made it here. I'm hearing... Alright, let's get that guy out the way. Okay, so this is the lake where it all went down. Oh. There's a bear. Could this be the bear? No. There's a note here, though. Jackson's note, as well as other stuff. That, what is that? Surveyor's jacket. Some gumdrops. We'll go ahead and eat those. Maybe we could have brought those to Booger Wilkins. So this is the shack that they're claiming the guy lived on? Because there's no bed in here. Jackson's notes. Department of Defense. Appalachian Territory paper. I'm going stir crazy up here. I know my assignment is to stay here and dissuade people from poking their noses where they don't belong. But God, it's boring. If I see one more lost hunter, I'm going to put a cap in him myself. Had a biologist nosing around too. Claimed he was looking for a special animal of his. Wouldn't tell me much other than it was big and dangerous, but he really seemed to want it. Told him to fuck off just like the others. It seems I have a, quote, friend on the lake. Sometimes at dusk or dawn, I'll see a bear snuffling about the opposite shore. At least I think it's a bear. Could be what that biologist was looking for. I think there's something wrong with it. It doesn't walk right or sound right. A ranger came around asking about it, but I sent her packing just like the nosy biologist. It always seems to come and go by the stream that feeds the lake. I could probably track it upstream. I've asked permission to hunt it down, but my request was denied. It hasn't come too close to the shack yet. If it does, it will be one dead bear. Second Lieutenant James Cord. We can't take that with us. So it's not this bear. And he said it was over there at the stream that feeds the lake. This is also not a lake, at least arguably in my opinion. This is not a lake. But what is all this stuff? There's a tube that spews out exhaust. I'm guessing this is the thing that powers the elevator. Well, and there's a jet ski here for this tiny little lake. Doesn't seem to be much here, though. But I guess we gotta search around for our next set of clues. I wonder if this is Jackson. Oh, well, no, because there's other petrified corpses here as well. Who knows? So here's where it was feeding, right? Oh, right here. Just gotta get up here. Oh, that's my shotguns. There's a note here. And a bunch of bones. It's primarily skulls. Page from Dr. Frank's journal. Entry number 725. A strange man in a shack by the lake accosted me. He was very rude and not at all helpful. I'm going upstream to find my Fluffy, and we cannot take this with us. But our thing is updated. A hermit spotted the creature where the stream feeds into the lake. Track the animal by searching the stream for signs. Okay. So now I guess we're just going to walk. Oh, wait. This is another one that breaks, so I'm actually going to cut it real quick and load into a worlds so that you get the full experience. Okay. We've loaded up into a world. Now we can... It's a ghoul guy. Luckily it didn't notice us. Okay. It noticed us. No! Don't hit me! Okay. There. It's dead. Now let's continue our trek down the stream until we find what we need to find. Which is kind of annoying to try to find all the clues. Because it won't mark all of the clues. No, I was putting it away, not infinitely reloading it, because it's a bug. Okay, there's a critter random encounter hotspot here. It gave me foxes. Yep, there we go. See, I was just standing here, but there was nothing here. Now, it has added it. Bones. Examine. Bones of a human foot, gnawed by a bear with broken or deformed teeth. Was it you? No, you're not a bear. Okay, let's head on up to the next spot. Slowly working our way. Okay, good. It added our next one without me having to go too far past it. Bones. What is that just ran past me? Bones of an animal that appeared to have been killed by a bear with deformed teeth. What was that? Was it a deer? There's a bridge over there. Actually, it is a travel random encounter hotspot that often will trigger when you pass over the bridge. But we're not going over there. What walked past me? It was a deer, right? Okay. Oh, good. It marked the next one for me. Right here. Bones. Bones of an animal that appears to have been killed by a bear or a wolf with unusual teeth. Diseased son of Fluffy? He did say he was looking for Fluffy. That's what walked past me. That's the random encounter, the observant deer. Okay, so Fluffy seems to not mind me. Oh, now Fluffy minds me. Fluffy? You good? You're not good. Oh, so unlike the Beast of Beckley, Son of Fluffy will not be legendary. But he will explode on death. Okay. So if you follow the observant deer, he'll lead you to a tree stump with loot in it. Which is right here. But also, we found another note. I guess I should have followed the deer. Last page from Dr. Frank's journal. Entry 726. I found Fluffy's den, but I haven't approached it yet. He seems calm. I'm going to see if I can sedate him. I'll search around the animal den for clues. Did my thing update? No. Some oil on the ground. So I've already killed Fluffy. Or Son of Fluffy. I guess I haven't killed Fluffy yet. Oh! Ticks. I hate ticks. Oh, but okay. Oh. Was this the missing hiker? No, that's a fresh corpse. So that one must have been killed by the son of Fluffy. Okay, this is Fluffy. Dead mutated bear. That's also a fresh kill. This guy worked for Vault Tech. Skeleton? Name tag reads Nova Biologist Dr. Frank. That's more likely killed by Fluffy. But even then, that corpse has not been sitting out here for 20 years. Dead mutated bear? Ear tag, subject J12 Fluffy. There's no ear tag on this bear. But he tried to sedate him, I guess. If that's what those crossbow bolts are for. Oh, and here's the crossbow. That's not his crossbow, because he has both of his arms. We'll still take it. Dr. Frank's journal. And that ends the quest. Entry 411. The tests have been going so well. I've spliced the glands and pieces of brain matter from a gecko into a fish to make a completely new creature. I'm going to be rich. I need to try larger animals. Entry 502. Had some problems with the mouse cat hybrid. It kept gnawing its own leg off. Entry 555. I had such hopes for the dog cat, it would have been the perfect pet. I could have made a fortune off of them. This is supposed to be a Vault Tech dude? Seems like he's not a Vault Tech dude. Entry 673. I've created a new technique for brain grafts. The animal shelter won't give me any more dogs and cats, but I was able to rescue a wounded bear. Adding a little bovine brain and glands should make it more docile. So he made a bear cow. Entry 695. I've named my hybrid bear Fluffy. It seems to like me. I'm able to crawl into its cage and pet it. Entry 719. Fluffy has begun to exhibit fits of rage. I had to put a shock collar on him. He still likes to be scritched behind the ears, but I have to wait for the right time. Entry 723. Fluffy has escaped. His shock collar was ripped off. I've got to find him. Entry 724. The Monongah police say there are sightings of large animals down by some lake. It sounds like Fluffy. They also said 2 hikers were killed in the area. I got a sneak peek at the forensics report. My poor Fluffy killed them. You're weird. And I exploded Fluffy's son. And then we get a mounted Yaguai head. And that's it. Unlike the Beast of Beckley, you can sometimes still come here and find another son of Fluffy. And then kill it. I mean, you don't get anything for killing it, but it would make sense that 20 years later you could find more children of Fluffy. I'm considering that he probably mated with that other bear that's down there by the lake. We already know what the travel encounter was because we got it. But I'll still check out this bridge. And then there's another encounter. I think that's a camp encounter hotspot. Could be a scene encounter, but I'm going to say it's a camp encounter because it's a camp. With, yo! We've got your little Huey, Dewey, and Louie camping out over here with some wolves that just killed them. Ow, my vision. Reloading. Yep, it's just some dead settlers. But yeah, that's it for this one.